AI creatives, in today's video, we are going to go over how to use Canva templates in order to create your own planner pages and how to make them uniquely yours. So that way you don't have to start from scratch, but you can actually use templates to help you create your planner pages. So the first thing you want to do is go to canva.com, and when you're on canva.com, highly recommended that you are using the pro version. Anything that you see here with a crown means that you do have to have the paid version, but the great thing is that they do give you a free 30-day trial on Canva. So definitely sign up and take advantage. And I think it's a little bit over $100 a month to be able to utilize Canva. So you want to go to the search bar. So when you're on your homepage, you're going to see a search bar and you want to type in monthly planner. Now, when you type in monthly planner, you are going to come across all of these different types of planners, monthly planners that's been created by different individuals. So for this example, we are going to utilize this actual planner template here. And what you'll do is you'll just go ahead and hit customize this template, and you'll see that the pages will actually show up. So this here to give you two, but we're going to customize this and we're going to make this our own. So what I love to do is I'm going to go back into the workspace that I was in, but all I do is this here. I just go ahead and highlight the whole thing. You could use your mouse or whatever you're using to highlight it. It's easier if you do use your mouse. And then I'm going to head back over to the file and we'll have that. We're going to recreate it into this here. So what I want to do is I want to add a page, and then I'm just going to paste that same planner that we saw, and we're going to put that in here. And also what I recommend, especially if this is your first time actually using Canva, go to settings and then turn on your margins, because I do love to keep everything inside the margins for the most part. You see this one is a little bit cut off, which will go outside the print bleed, but that's fine because that's just the image. So now that I have my actual planner page, I want to make this my own, but I don't want to necessarily start from scratch. So what the first thing I always do is that I take out the font. Like, I don't need to have the same font. And because in this actual planner, we're using DM Serif font, DM Serif display font, that's the first thing I'm going to do. The second thing is that I'm going to take this where it says month, and let me zoom in, and I'm just going to highlight over that, and I want to drag this to the top because for one, I need to change this again to the DM Serif font. All of these big bolds, not everything in here is going to be the DM Serif font, but I'm just changing it as we go. So I'm going to make this year because I just want people to be able to write the year, and I don't want a dotted line, and I also want my line to be black. So we're going to turn the line black. You're going to hit this line color and you're going to turn the line black or whatever color you want. I don't want it to be dotted lines. I want my line to be straight, and the line weight is 2, which is fine. The bigger you make it, the thicker the weight is. I like to stay in between 1 and 2. So again, I'm going to turn this into 2. And now I already have the year. And then I want to add a semicolon just because it's right next to the line. And then I just want to bring my line over. And then I'm going to drag over this again because I want to group it so it stays together. So now I have the monthly. I've changed that. And the next thing I want to do is I want to change the inside of this. So first thing is I want to turn everything that is gray, which you can see here, it's like a light grayish color, to this color blue, either between these two. So I want to change it to this one. So I'm going to change this all to blue here. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to change this blue, and typically it'll have the change all, but because I already have the colors inside of it, I'm going to just do it one by one. So I'm changing this color to blue. And then I want to make sure that my text inside is not Montessori Classic, but I want it to be, what are we using? The seasons. So I'm going to change all of those to the seasons, as you can see, you could hit change all and it'll change all of the fonts to the season, and boom, everything is done. It's the same thing with the color as well. You could do change all. And then I want every single line that's inside of here, because it's like a gray line. I don't want it to be gray. So we're going to click outside. We're going to go ahead and change this border color, and we're going to change it to black because that's what we want it to be, the squares. So we're going to change everything to black inside of here. I want to highlight the whole thing, and then we'll change it to black. Nope, not the circle. We're going to change this part to black. So now you just highlight over it, change everything to black, and now the inside is black. You could change the line weight on it if you want to. Again, this is the line weight, the border weight here. We could turn it down. I'm just going to turn it down just a little bit. We can make it a 1. So now I've changed everything inside of here. And what I love to do is I'm just going to drag over that. Ooh. So I want to drag over this because I want to move this over. Hold on. So this one is all together, and let's just make sure everything is aligned. It is, so that's perfect. And then I'm going to move this over. So at the bottom, you can see this, like it's like a cross. I'm just going to move this just a little bit down, just a little bit over, and then I'm going to move the monthly. I like for the lines and the edges to line up. And then at the bottom, I'm just going to delete all of this out because I don't really need it. Well, I'll keep one of the boxes just to show you because you could just use the squares, but I don't really need it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to elements, and I'm going to bring in a shape. So this here is a square, so I'm going to bring this square in, and I'm going to move this down to the bottom, and then I'm going to make sure it has no color, and then the weight on it, I'm just going to make it a 1. And then I'm just going to highlight all of this. Let me highlight the whole thing. I want to group this, and I'm just going to drag this out the way because I want to be able to make a box like this and move this down. Now, what I want from this box is just the squares. So I'm going to ungroup this, and I'm going to take one of these squares out, and then I could just delete the rest because I don't really need it. Same thing for here. I could delete those, and then I'm just going to delete these squares out because I really just want this square, and I'm just going to zoom in so you can see. And I'm just going to change this to like a lighter blue color. And I really don't want a border around it, so I could just turn this all the way off, and that's what I just did. So now we have that, and I want to add in the boxes inside of here as well. So I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to add this inside because I want it to be where people could actually create the numbers inside of it since it's going to be undated. And then I'm just duplicating. And then I'm just going to duplicate these boxes across. And that's it. And I'm going to fix them in a second. But I'm just duplicating them across the screen. Just so I can fix them in a few. So now I'm just duplicating these again because I just want people to be able to write inside of them. And I'm just duplicating because I need to get all of these lined up as well. So I'll show you how to do that. And of course, there's always multiple ways to do it. I like to do it this way just because I just like to do it this way. So now we're just duplicating this across. And I just want to get these inside the boxes. Now I'm going to hold the shift key over each square, and I'm just going to go one by one to each box. And then I just want to space them, align them It's not going to let me align it the right way that way. So let me move this over just a little bit. And then I'll have to zoom in. So you definitely want to zoom in when you're doing this. And then I just want to move them over. So you can see here that when you're actually bringing them over, you'll see that they're all even. You'll see that they're all even across the top. And you just want to make sure that they're even across the bottom and at the top. And you go to space evenly and you tidy them up. And then now they're tidied up, which is perfect. And then you do the same thing. You just rinse and repeat. And then I just hold the shift key going down. And then I just tidy all of these up. And then I group them together. So these are good to go. And then these definitely going to need some tidying up. I could already see because they're not aligned. So we're going to go to space evenly, tidy up. And then I'm going to bring them down just so they're aligned evenly with the rest of them. But I'm going to have to bring this one down just a tad bit because sometimes when you use the tidy up, if they're not evenly across, it doesn't tidy it up the exact way. So remember that. And I love that you could use the purple lines to make sure. And now you're just tidying it up. So you just rinse and repeat this cycle here. Everything is lined up. You could bring it closer to the edge of the edge as well once you group them all together. But the main thing is you just want to make sure that they're all lined up. So I'll show you once they're actually lined up, you could group them and then you could just move them over, closer to the edge. The main thing is just making sure that these are lined up horizontally and vertically. And then the rest of it is just about you actually just taking them and moving them over. So again, we're just holding the shift key down over each square. I'm going to group these and then I could just move them over. So you definitely want to move them over and make sure that they're all even. But you can move them over and just make sure that they're even. And sometimes when you click in the squares, it'll do that. You want to make sure that you can see this line as it's dragging down when you group them, and then you just move them over. And then this is simply how you take let's move this over for one, because this is not lined up evenly. So then we'll do it again. But this is simply how you take a template and you make it your own. So now you just group that. So now we have the squares inside of here, and I'm going to do the same thing here. So now I just want to duplicate these. And if these are already all even, it won't give me the tidy up feature. So I'm going to click on the three dots. I'm going to go to align, and it doesn't give me the tidy up. So I know we're good to go. And then I just want to make sure that these are good. I bring them to the edge of it. And then now the next thing I want to do is I want to just go ahead and do a text. So I'm going to bring this text here. And then I'm going to do, it'll be travel reminders. And we want to make this smaller. Drag that out. And we'll make this about a 20. You can probably make this about a 20. And then I always just like to close in on it. And then we'll make this in the middle. Just make sure it's in the middle of this box here, which you can see this purple dotted line here. And now it's in the middle. Not that box. I want it to be this box, which we just had it. There it is. Okay, so now you have your actual travel reminders here at the bottom. And I think I want to move this over just a little bit, just so it's not right on the edge. And then we have our check boxes. Everything is aligned. Everything is even. And it looks totally different. Now, you could lighten these up if you want to. If you just go to the transparency, I recommend doing that first before you duplicate all of them. But now you have your boxes created, you have your travel reminders, and then you want to just go ahead and add any extra clip art elements. So because I show you all how to create your own clip art, and by the way, if you're liking what you're seeing and you learn something new, be sure to comment, share, like, and subscribe below, because I am not finished yet. So now that you have this, you want to use the clip art that you create. So because I already have the clip art here, we're going to go and find some nice clip art that we have, which is linked below as well. And I'm going to take this one here and I'm just going to copy it because I already have it saved. And we're going to go back into the document and we're going to bring in the clip art. So typically, if you don't have the clip art, you could also go inside of the Canva library. If you go to elements, they just don't have just as nice things that I like from the graphic side. So I create my own just because they do have a lot of cute stuff, but not the stuff that I want to go inside of, the different planners that I create. So I want to show you all how to, do your own creativity, but they do have some nice stuff. Like this is nice. Like, you can add that in. And I always like to make aesthetically pleasing planners. So for me, it's just easier because I could create the color scheme around what I want. But like this one is a nice one here, but it's a solo travel planner. So I'm just doing, everything solo. So I added this actual clip art element here, and you can add whatever else you want around it. So I love this. And then this is just simply how you actually take a template that we had. So we'll go back and we'll look at it and you just make it your own. So this is what we used as our basis, and then we just turned it into our own. So I could tell you what we did. We added the boxes inside of here, like the little squares for people to be able to mark in their dates, since it's a undated calendar. We want the year so people could write in a year. And then we have the travel reminders. So the travel reminders go here because it's a travel actual planner. We want to make sure that we're doing things that are centered around the travel. So because we actually have recreated this, now we could take this and we could utilize this inside of our planner. You want to go ahead and go ahead and look at the grid view, and then you'll see all the pages. So I've done like so many different versions of this calendar, but the grid view just shows you everything inside of the actual planner. And then you would just go in and you would duplicate this 12 times because, well, you would do it 11 after this one because it's 12 months in a year. So what you'll do is you'll just hit duplicate and then you'll add another one. And then I like to at least have, let's just do duplicate page. I like to have at least 4 in a row or 5. So I'll just do duplicate and I'm going to show you why. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because then I could just take, matter of fact, let's do 6. That's what I like to do. Okay, so add another page. I like to just do 6. Oh, wait. We got to make sure we duplicate the page. So I like to do 6 of them because then I could just go ahead and copy this and then I could hit duplicate and it's going to give me 6 more. So now I have my 12 monthly pages, and obviously I'm going to change out the clip art for each one, but I'll leave it there just so I could keep it as a place saver. But the most important thing is you want to make sure that when you have your actual monthly planner page layout, that it's your final layout, because you don't want to make a copy or a duplicate if you're not actually finished. So that is just simply how you actually utilize the Canva templates to make them your own. It's very easy to do. And we could go ahead and, so you could check it out. We're going to download it. We'll download page 9. We're going to download it as a PDF just so you can see how it looks. And this is how you can change a monthly planner page using Canva templates and make it your own. So you don't have to start from scratch. And let's check it out. And this is how it looks. Nice. I love it. You could write in it. Super beautiful. And in the next video, we're going to go over how you can actually make money multiple ways off of planners, selling digital planners, and even if you want to do it physical and you want to get these printed out. So we're going to go over that, and we're going to learn how to actually make multiple streams of revenue inside of this planner.